I think everyone, or at least cinema enthusiasts, have been looking forward to season 2 of Family Man to come out. Delayed for reasons that are only assumed to be cautious of the backlash, irrespective, we are here and all for it. Raj and DK are creators whose any movie or series I really look forward to, no matter how aimless or dumb it may even come across. I always find their projects enjoyable. Before I get into the review, I just want to remind you where we left off and where we are headed as season 2 kicks right away. It's crazy on what this show has done for actors and how things have changed in the span of 2 years. Manoj Bajpayee, a dependable actor in films, became a national sensation. Shreya Dhanvantari and Sunny Hinduja, playing small roles in Family Man, became superstars of the OTT platform through Scam 1992 and TVF's Aspirants. We were in an odd way a part of their journeys and coasted along with them. The conclusion of season 1 of Family Man keeps several questions in the space of mystery. Mission Zulfikar is improvised by Musa Rahman or Al Qatil with the ultimate plan to release toxic chemicals in Delhi's air, but a scuffle between Sajid and Al Qatil erupts upon realizing that Qatil wants to stop the chemical from releasing because his mother has been brought from Kerala to the capital by the task force. This leads to Qatil's death, but Zoya and Milind are still in the chemical factory, fighting the terrorists that are disguised as security guards. Shrikant seems to be not picking up a call from Milind, while presumably the toxic gas is about to be spilled in the air of the national capital. While this is specific to the case, fans are more interested to know कि Lonavla में क्या हुआ था. Screw the people of Delhi, we want to know the truth. So what transpired between Suchi and Arvind in that hotel that night? And moreover, Kareem's girlfriend has caught hold of his last video before he departed. Will this incriminate Shrikant for his big blunder? These are all the questions we have for season 2, as Shrikant is doing a soulless corporate job and is going through couples therapy with Suchi to mend their damaged relationship. FOMO and circumstances lead to Shrikant joining the force again, and they are headed to Chennai, where it seems like Tamil rebels have joined hands with the elements left of Mission Zulfikar to create havoc in India. We see glimpses of the same antagonist from season 1, which means there is unfinished business, just through a different means this time. How will Shrikant tackle this new mission with task? And who is this mysterious and unstoppable force in the form of Raji, played by Samantha? What is the personal injustice that she has endured? Is she an overwhelming force to be reckoned with? We will all find out in season 2. The recent trend of preemptive cancel or ban culture is something that has consumed this country, and it is a daunting sight to witness. To judge a piece of art before it is out, already assuming that the intentions of the creators is to defame a community. In the case of Family Man season 2, there was a vociferous boycott campaign against the show with the assumption that it will portray the Tamil rebels who fought for Elam in Sri Lanka as terrorists. People who assume so will be proven wrong as they watch the show. The creators Raj and DK have treated the debate around the civil war that consumed Sri Lanka and the lives of people for 25 years with knowledge and sensitivity. What the series lacked in its first season with regards to the portrayal of Pakistanis that were just inherently evil, there are layers, nuance, and an informed opinion that comes across with season 2's writing. The Tamil rebels in exile are not portrayed as mere terrorists in this show. It showcases the individuals experiencing personal loss and trauma due to which they find themselves to be full of rage and hungry for vengeance. There is no simple answer when it comes to the conflict between the LTTE and the Sri Lankan government that took the lives of so many people, but always remember, if two fishes are fighting in a pond, then an Englishman must have passed by. Again, I reiterate, this season has elevated its writing to a point of not showcasing any faction as black or white, except Pakistanis maybe. There's a reason why Samantha stated in interviews that she doesn't consider Raji to be an antagonist. I truly understand the depth of what she meant with this statement. Do tell me in the comments below what you thought about the sensitivity in which the topic was treated in season 2. Raj and DK are both fluent in Telugu and they were born in Andhra Pradesh, but they still have a much more informed opinion about the eccentricities of Tamil Nadu and its people. You know, whenever films or series in India are in the Hindi language, they often provide us a lazy idea of what the state may be like. So Punjab will have a montage of the Golden Temple and West Bengal will have expansive shots of the Howrah Bridge. Even the people and the way they interact with one another is this perceived idea rather than what actually happens on the ground level. The writers of Family Man Season 2, Raj, DK, Suman Kumar, Manoj Kumar Kalaivanan and Supan Verma have done such a marvelous job with the 9 episodes. We have experienced countless number of films where we can point out how individuals in real life would never speak to each other in the chosen language behind closed doors. But there is such an attention to detail with the language that is being spoken and to whom in season 2. Tamilians speak to each other in Tamil. A difference is duly noted in subtle changes of the language that distinguishes Sri Lankan Tamils and Tamil Indians. Hindi speaking characters talk primarily in English or in broken Hindi with Tamilians, and these small features only elevate the authenticity of the product. My biggest fear when it came to the second season of Family Man was whether it will lose its beautiful comedy and charm. It's still prevalent, and it made me so happy. The writing is a brilliant balance of being poignant, emotional, hilarious, and impactful in several moments, never steering too far away in one direction. And this is also because of the perfect casting of the series. I love the fact that the creators stuck to their guns of characters speaking their respective languages. It just enhanced the impact of the series tenfold. My favorite moments of the series include when Ravindra Vijay's character constantly calls out the inherent racism and stereotypes that are believed by North Indians when they come to Tamil Nadu. JK gets mocked by Muthu, condescendingly stating that you two think that Tamil Nadu is filter coffee and Yanada Raskala only. The obsession of what is termed as South Indian food is quickly countered by telling that there are 5 states in the south of India. Every time Sharib Hashmi and Manoj Bajpayee interact with one another over a cigarette or a drink, there is always a hilarious gem in that sequence. Some of the funniest moments from the series include these two characters just riffing with each other. Sharib Hashmi really has to be one of the most underrated talents we have, and I honestly got so emotional looking at the bond that develops between him and Srikanth in season 2. All their banter and scuffles actually is just a projection of the boundless love and care that they have for one another. What I loved also was that upon realizing that the fan base really connected with the family dynamic, they actually added more scenes, and anything with Srikanth and Atharv and Dhriti would make me laugh. Both these kids kill it even in the sequences that don't really have any relevance to the story. Atharv's successful blackmailing skills and Dhriti's teenager angst is showcased with absolute conviction. Ashlesha Thakur has more range to show off this time, and for such a young age, this girl will definitely go places. The CEO of the corporate job that Srikanth is doing, Tanmay, played by Kaustubh Kumar, is another hilarious dynamic. The simmering anger within Srikanth as Tanmay does a wannabe pep talk from McConaughey's Wolf of Wall Street will have you in splits. Of the Tamil actors, I think Ravindra Vijay and Devdarshini Chetan stand out and leave a lasting impression. Devdarshini, a police officer who aids the task team, has some of the most hilarious sequences with Srikanth and JK, all more or less due to the lack of communication. Dalip Dahil, Seema Biswas, the Prime Minister, Darshan Kumar, Sunny Hinduja, and Mime Gope in their limited screen time put forth commendable performances. What I absolutely loved is that while the charming silliness of Family Man did not go anywhere, even the action sequences from the series stood out and were memorable. There are beautiful long-shot action sequences that are captured in this season by cinematographer Cameron Bryson and action director Yannick Ben. They will make you reminisce the sequences of combat within the narrow lanes as Task wanted to capture Musa in season 1, and even the exemplary building sequence from Mirzapur. They are both a combination of an intricate choreography and exemplary camera work. The one, according to me, in season 2 that stands out is when Task is surrounded by rebel forces in a police station. What you can criticize the season for is for its lack of care in resolving past unfinished subplots. There were moments where characters concerned were talking to one another and I was shouting at the screen because I wanted closure. Without revealing anything, do tell me in the comments below whether you empathize with the same sentiments. Why this season resonated with me so much was because it successfully made me emotional. Both a combination of the effective writing and the talented performers. Be it the relationship between JK and Srikanth, the undeniable and unconditional love of parents with their children, the deep simmering anger within an individual that has been wronged all her life, it really does tug at your heartstrings. The series successfully showcases the thankless nature of the job of people who are doing the groundwork, while politicians on top only care about the PR and posturing. Effectively communicated by the lines, "Karte wo hain, marte hum hain." It showcases accurately the sentiments of the local population as well, something that is prevalent even today, a population that has lived through experiences best left forgotten. The performances of Manoj Bajpayee, Priya Mani and Samantha deeply affected me. This show introduced us to these characters, took you along their individual journeys and made you care for them, so much so that when they found themselves in several roadblocks, you found yourself to be helpless, breaking down with them. Priya Mani is contemplative through most of this season. Her anger is projected merely due to unresolved matters that eat her up from within. The chemistry with Shrikant, the helpless state she finds herself in, it's all so effectively communicated. Watch out for a scene as she crumbles in front of Shrikant. It really did make me emotional. I was so excited to see Samantha play the role of Raji, and my god, is this woman such a badass and so menacing. A commercial Telugu star, willing to get her hands dirty, executing so many of the action sequences herself. Samantha possesses this deep anger in her eyes, with only one goal in mind. The toughest people to combat or negotiate are the people who have no care in the world for their life. Samantha encompasses exactly that saying, and even with her small frame has such a commanding presence. A casting decision that was inventive and bang on. Now what can I say about Manoj Bajpayee? Just like he immortalized Bhiku Matre, Shrikant Tiwari I think is going to be a part of our lives for a few years ahead as well. While we never saw the vulnerable side of Shrikant in season 1, he finds himself in several situations at his weakest here. A family life that is crumbling, he can only find solace in his work. There is this moment where he truly broke me. A moment where he wants to simply break down and be transparent about the turmoil he is going through. But he suppresses it, knowing very well he has to be strong enough to steer the ship in the right direction. He only knows that. Bajpayee is a legend in my eyes, a man who possesses a range being hilarious in a moment and in a matter of seconds, increasing the intensity where fear can be generated, and it is so palpable. Can I just say on a side note that I think there is no one who can give galis like Manoj Bajpayee. ऐसे flow में निकलते हैं ना, मतलब कुछ और ही है. India is a country with several states that have their own unique history, and I think this is a show that needs to be extended, and I think it will be. And I can already imagine Shrikant and Tas being assigned another mission in a state. Oh wait a minute, you'll find that out anyway. Season 3 baby, I'm waiting. And that was the video guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the show. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.